So I think for the last Road to Pro episode, maybe gave the impression that prep was just rolling so smoothly, and that sort of me and John had just stumbled across these cheat codes to prep, and we were just sort of evading all of the discomforts and the challenges and the suffering that normal people have to face during prep at 4, 6, 8 weeks out. It's funny, like since then, we've had probably some of like the darkest days to face. And I think it's worth highlighting that if you are truly getting in shape and you're going to be peaked and peeled for your show, I'm very, very skeptical that you won't have some of the darkest days in your life. You will have to face them and overcome them to unlock your best potential. And I think that's particularly for sort of beginner competitors or people that have aspirations in bodybuilding and competing. It's important to know that, because otherwise when those days do come, they can be very overwhelming and you might just be mentally unequipped and unprepared to deal with them. Like for example, just a few days ago, before one of our sessions, me and John were doing a normal pre-workout pep talk, and John just broke down in front of me, and I sort of just let her tears out, and then I was sort of like, "What's up?" And just, I don't know. And she was just fucked, really, like just battered physically and emotionally and mentally. It was just one of those days, where you wake up and everything feels like there's an enormous weight on your shoulders, and just moving or living and existing is significantly more difficult than the other days. And these days can just be thrust upon you out of nowhere, and it's difficult to grasp, because it's almost like you can't pinpoint what caused it. Like the day before might have been fine. You had a good workout and you're feeling good about everything and decent well-being and energy, and then the next day it's like night and day different. And that is prep. Prep is the roller coaster. Some days you'll feel like you're just plodding along, and then all of a sudden the handbrake has been pulled, and it just feels like you can't take the next step forward. And those, it's so important to ride those punches, I think, because I think they're the days that separate the really great competitors versus the amateurs, or the competitors don't just really make it, because the dark days come, and instead of racing through the storm, they look for extra food or extra rest or some other gateway of relief. And I think the fact of the matter is the champions and the best competitors, they just endure those dark days. And when John was having a dark day, we endured it. I could tell that she was going to have to really go to a darker place and find a different gear to get through the work that needed to be done, but that's when I sort of that's when she leaned on me a little bit, and I pushed her through, gave her the assistance in that time. And there's been times in the last couple of weeks where I've had to lean on her big time, because I was redlining and my tank was empty, and I felt like I couldn't take the next step forward on the treadmill, and I felt like I was going to pass out and fall off the back, And when those days do come, don't panic. Just understand that they come with the territory of chasing success at the highest level in bodybuilding.
Yeah, I think I agree 100%. That's 100% prep, like this emotional up and downs, but also physically. And I think I can remember the day Jackson told about where I drove to the gym, and it was just like, how should I survive this day? And then it's so good that we have our prep talks to get us on our focus. But when you start talking and you can't talk because you just have to cry, it was really hard. But I think like you said, these days are make the difference, and these days deciding how good the end product will be. And Jackson had these days as well. And I remember when I was there, he was next to me on the cardio machine, and he just got smaller and smaller every step. It was like, oh fuck. He was not able to stand upright, and he just said like, yeah, please just look that I'm not pass out, or and pick me up there, please.
How are you gonna pick him up?
I can finish this shit here. And he was it was mentally, we cannot talk about the mentally stadium there because he was not able to speak. I cannot understand what he was saying there. But physically, I think that was the baddest day, or one of the, maybe two of the baddest days we had.
That was horrible.
But he pushed through. I was afraid that it would turn out not so good for you on that day, but he survived, as you can see.
You start moving.
And it was funny because we went upstairs and gave him a Coke Zero, and he was celebrating that so much, man. I filmed him because he looked so depleted, and he cannot remember this. He cannot remember this video. And I think that was the first day of our hardest days. That was the beginning, and then we got quieter and quieter, depressed, and I can remember how I was at home talking with my sister. I was like, I don't know how, or what's the problem here? Here is no problem. Nothing happened, but you feel just depressed. And knowing that, hey, 3 days before I was so happy, I thought, okay, I lived the best life I could live, and everything was so fine, and then falling into a hole and feeling so depressed was really, really hard. Jackson at the same time, so we were both depressed, and training was just in silence, but we pushed through. And then you see like, okay, now maybe sometimes the strength is not there, getting more depressed. So yeah, that was, I think we have two very, very, very hard days behind us. But yeah, as you said, and as I said, that's the other day which are counting. It's not how good can you perform on the good days and how you can smash the gym on those days. It's about how you stay on track when you are feeling really depleted. And then remember, like, okay, imagine my house would be on fire and I have to save my kids, for example. I would be able to take my kids and bring them out of the house, so I could be able here now as well move the weight with just my head now to push through, and yeah, that will make the end product good. That's all about this, and that separates the weak people to the strong people, and I'm very happy that we survived those days. That we had now some good days again. We're just like, okay, this euphoric feeling, looking for the future, and just very, very well again. This is nice.
I think the key thing that I take from that is, as an athlete, we're not defined by our good days. We're defined by how we act on our bad days. And the thing that gives me confidence and pride is knowing that on those days where we're pushed to breaking point, we did not fold. We didn't do a minute less cardio. We didn't do a single less rep. We didn't eat a single more calorie, or we did not fold when everything was sort of stacked against us. And when the prep's all said and done, they're going to be the days that we're most proud of. We're not going to be proud of the days where we could waltz into the gym and have a really fun workout, and because that's what everyone's doing.
And that would be the best moment when we look back on those days in maybe 6 months. And can you remember when you're there at the Sweatband and you were so depleted?
You took a photo of me, did you?
Yeah, I have.
I have to say that one for later.
Get it like a 10 for the thumbnail.
Yeah. But yeah, that's as they count.
Yeah. I know for you as well, I think back to your prep 3-4 weeks out. We were talking on WhatsApp, or we were sending voice notes to each other. They were some enormously dark days for you, and I think I remember when we were doing your form check in Body Factory, you know, we were doing one of the last checks, and you sort of just broke down as well, you know, emotionally and depleted, physically and emotionally. You know?
It was everything, like emotionally fatigued, like, and you can't tell. Physically, you can't even complain anymore, but when you're mentally not there, being able to be there for yourself to give you the push, but you just need to get shit done, it's just felt like, I don't know, like exhausting. But I think at that stage, I kind of know, like, I've never asked for relief, as you said, because there's no options for relief. Like, that's not it. Like, I have a job that I have to do. There's certain things I need to do to get where I want to be, and then, you know, bad days or not, like, wake up, roll yourself to the gym, do all the cardio, go back, nap if I need to, vomit if I need to, feel shit, cry if I need to, but, like, finish your session and keep pushing.
I remember that day as well, like, after you did sort of, you had your moment, you let the tears out, and then, you know, there was no, like you said, there was no option for us to, like, give you some more food or back down the cardio, you know, like right at the end phase. And so I remember, you know, we just had a hug, and I remember saying to you, like, just gotta hang on, you know, and that's what you did, you know, and that's the endurance. You get to the point of prep, you know, where nothing can save you. So, like, no one's going to come and save you and give you the refeeds or tell you to go have a bunch of rest days. No one's coming to save you if you want to be your best.
Exactly.
And as you know, I just gave you a hug and I said, let's bring it home and hang on, and you did. And what came from that is probably, I know for me, it was one of the best days of my life, just to see that victory, like, in front of my face.
It's really worth it.
And to know what you went through, to then be able to reach the highest of heights at one of the best amateur bodybuilding shows in the world, to win your pro card, you know. I don't cry, but, like, I felt things coming on, you know, like, I honestly felt like emotions that I've never felt, and that's really because of overcoming the mountain. You know? And I'm sure you'd agree, like, looking back on your prep and those days where you were so fucked. Like,
I was fucked for like 5 weeks, not even
struggling
like
to get out of bed, and you know, the days just felt gloomy and not enjoyable. But I reckon you'd probably say that all said and done, with the victory and with that euphoria and the hype, it was worth it, right?
It was worth it. It was worth it. Plus, you know that it's your pure hard work that makes you get there. You don't cut corners. You don't, like, slip in for extra hour, or, like, cut your cardio a few more minutes because you need more recovery. There is no recovery. Like, you're depleted all the time. You know, like, you're depleted. You're in deficit. You can't sleep. Everything is stored. But yeah, of course, it's like the feeling was just like, one of the best feeling ever.
The victory is reserved for those that are willing to pay its price.
Yeah. It was painful, but it's worth it.
You paid the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As usual, let's do our pre-game test swap. We got shoulders and triceps today. I'll start. My focus for this session is to approach every set and every rep with desperation. You know, that's the theme of my workout today, desperation. Me and John have been watching the Michael Jordan documentary, and I think something that I take away from watching how he carried himself is everything that he did with the training and his game was acts of desperation. Like, he was really, like, every training session was his last. Every game was his last. There was, like, it didn't matter if nothing was on the line, he still treated it like it was the championship game with everything he did. I believe that only when you're truly desperate can you get greatness. Like, I think you have to have that mindset of do or die, and leaving nothing left. And I'll let John tell the story, but John told me a story about the bracelet on her ankle and where that came from. It's another clue that extraordinary things can be achieved when you're desperate. When you're truly desperate to survive, you know, when that's your mindset, you can do things that perhaps people might not think are possible. And I know that a lot of people would hear my goals that I had in bodybuilding for the next 6 to 12 months, and they would say impossible and delusional. And that's fine, but I'm just gonna be desperate to get it and see how close I can get. And I believe that if I am completely desperate, like it's do it or starve to death, then I believe that in a matter of time I will get there.
So I tried to keep it short in the story for my bracelet. I went to another island here near Bali. It's called Lombok, and I went there with my mother, and we were sitting there on the beach, just chilling there. It was beautiful, but it was an empty beach, and there were some people from the island who live there, and they want to sell you stuff like bracelets, blankets, stuff like that, and you always like, no, thank you, I don't want it. Or they want to do a massage or stuff like that, and you all know there's people, and you say like, oh no, I don't want. And there came a little girl, and she wanted to sell us bracelets, and we said like, oh no, thank you, as we said like 10 times before already to the others. And she just sit down in front of our feet, and she starts to put the bracelets on our feet that we can see how it will look. So when I compare with the others, she already started to connect with us while she was touching our feet and putting the bracelets there. But yeah, we were like, no, thank you. But she was cute. And then she was like, when she felt like, okay, we will not buy this, she was like, yeah, let's play a game. So you will name a country, and I will say the capital of the country. And when I have 3 right, you will buy the bracelets for you. And one important information is that she was 8. She told us that she's 8, and she was a little girl, and I have a little brother as well. He's 10, and she spoke perfect English with us. So I think that's, and she came from a Muslim family, because she wore like a hijab, and perfect English. So then we started, okay, let's try. And I said, like, for example, the capital, the country. She said the capital. I didn't even finish to say the name of the country. So it was like every 3 countries, as I said, was right. And then we bought a bracelet somehow. And I think that's a perfect example for how bad you want it. And when you really want something, you will find a way. And she was like, okay, just asking, do you want to buy my bracelet? That will not work out, so I have to find another way. And she tried, okay, maybe I will sit down there and show them the bracelets. But no, that's also not working every time. So I will play this game, I will learn perfect English that they can understand me. And then I will reach my goal to sell the bracelets that I can eat. So that I can survive at the end of the day, and maybe I can give some money to my parents. So I think that was a really good example and a daily reminder for me, because I have it here always on my feet. It's possible. Everything is possible. You just really want it, and when you want it so bad, you will find a way. And that's my daily motivation. My focus for this session is I will do my best to reach my goal. Not trying my best, I will do my best. Every session counts, every set counts, and every rep counts. I think the circle got smaller and smaller, and the vision clearer and clearer. I'm so grateful to be here to train with you today. And as Jackson said, I think it's good to have in the mind, like, let's treat this session like it would be our last. And funny thing, it's one of our last sessions together, but yeah, treating like, okay, that's when you can do now a good session. I always say to my mind, okay, when you did it good now, when you reach your rep goals and your weight goals, you win. And when I continue saying, when you do this, you will win. When you will this, you will win. Everything counts at the end, comes together, and there's one day where I will win. So that's my focus for this session.
My focus for these sessions, I'm actually only a few weeks into my improvement season, so prep season is going to be a little bit in a while for me. The goal is for Olympic qualification by the end of this year. I know it's big. As Jackson said, sometimes people hear goals and things like we're all delusional, but hey, if you don't dream big, you're only going to do
We're only delusional until it happens.
I was delusional until last year. I keep on telling him it's delusional for me to get my pro card. Yeah, here I am. But specifically for these sessions, because like when I'm training off season wise, I wasn't in the perfect environment. Like I wasn't with these two all the time. Like I keep on missing her sessions as well. Yeah, work take over and get kind of hectic, and I wasn't in the environment when it kind of make me feel that I belong. Make me feel like I'm doing what I'm doing because I want to do what I want to do. It's not a very supportive environment, and with these two, I just need to get my fire back to like, I know I'm not delusional. I know I have a good goal. I know I have a good dream, and I'm gonna get there no matter what. And that's what I'm trying to get. Let's stay with Shannon.
Then you got
That's right.
do this.
Let's go.
Third set, Intensifier set, we'll do the ALSAP. So we kind of came up with our own intensifier and we named it ALSAPs. It's as least sets as possible. So we pick a weight that's around 25% of our top set weight, and we've got to complete 30 reps in as least sets as possible. So every time you reach failure, you breathe 5 times, and then go again. So the goal is to get to the 30 reps in as least set. So it's just failure, breathe 5 times, go again until you get 30 reps.
The last time already, in the last video.
No.
In everything we do here, it's like, yeah, we're doing abs twice a week, and let's do abs every day. And then we'll start like, let's do 3 sets, let's do 4 sets.
That's the name of it again. Do more than yesterday.
Stay in it. One more. Come on, passing in the side. That's what we're here for. Blind it.
One more. Push. Good.
See you literally crying.
I know.
And now you're laughing.
I know. It's like how I shadow my tears is with laughing.
Maybe I got the order wrong. Yeah.
Instead of like making it easier.
Yeah. I think maybe this one's supposed to be second.
No.
Good to know. With the rope?
I can promise you, the second session of leg day, depleted, doing drop sets of abductors. It's not really what I feel like doing.
Yeah, your glutes are already good.
No, this is what.
It's a necessary.
I got a big ass already. Don't really want my ass to get bigger. Don't show off my ass. Don't have to have a conditioned ass because they're in shorts. It's like, to get motivation to train glutes is like
But you push through.
yeah. Have to find something in the basement for those ones. John feels doing like the third exercise of triceps, which is not hugely important for a
After chest day.
is
5
how,
exercises.
is how I feel as a men's physique athlete doing glutes with her on a second session of leg day on minimal carbs. And no one gets to see it anyway. John comes out of my house, she goes, I got some really cool surprises. I'm like, oh, cool. What did you get? She like puts the bag down. First thing comes out, green beans. I'm like, okay, cool. Next thing, 2 cans of sparkling water. I'm like, right. Third thing, small jar of gherkins. That's it.
No. The frozen veggies.
Oh, sorry, I missed the best part. Frozen carrots and peas and corns. That was the cool surprise. That was the cool surprises. I was like, you got anything else in that bag, John? And she's just absolutely stoked with her purchases. I go to her, fuck, we are on prep.
When I told you about the spinach, I found oh, it's so good. I found like good frozen spinach, and it's so delicious. After 2 days, I was like, fuck, I bought 6 or 7 packages of this frozen spinach, and it's so delicious.
She was bragging about how good this spinach was that she found, and then 2 days later, she's at my house like, I can't eat this fucking spinach. She's like, what am I going to do with all this spinach?
I want the gherkins back.
She's already like walking around the supermarket for a good 2 hours and she's like, fucking water!
I thought Father Christmas was coming over and it was just green beans, sparkling water and gherkins.
Push.
Good.
Push. Good. Up. Last rep. Up. Come on.
That is not heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah, what's the name? 15 there.
Last fucking exercise. Just be desperate. Desperate every set. Five. Three.
Oh, move it, push.
One more. Drive.
Drive it.
But the important, like, we know that we can get you in condition.
Yeah.
You know, we know we can do that. But when we're going for wellness pro shows, those girls are fucking big. You know, it was always going to be, the concern was to be able to get the Olympia qualification this year, we need to build the new tissue. But considering, like, we've only just turned dials a little bit, we've only sprinkled a little bit in, and we still have many things that we can push harder, but just step by step. You know, I'm very happy with how good the progress is just with like the stage 1, and then as we move through it'll just get better and better, but I'm very happy with this phase. It's really, really good, yeah. And there will be not as much body fat to lose next prep, no way. And always the more tissue that you have as the baseline, the easier the prep is, you know. You have that better metabolic drive and able to keep the shape more, not have to take the food so low all the time. Really good. I'm excited. Yeah.
I didn't feel as yucky as last year as well.
You can still see now all the shape of your muscle bellies where everything before was kind of just blended all together. But now, you know, I can really see the silhouette, which is exciting. It will be good. We're gonna shock some people again, for sure.
Like to August, you said? To August? It's crazy when you just had in the training to August and then prep, that will be a crazy package, I think. We watched yesterday like a documentary from Michael Jordan, and they had like all the tracksuits when they came in, and I just said like, all the tracksuits I could. Jack was like, I was just thinking about that tracksuits would be cool.
I'll have tracksuits for us for your pro debut, so we can rock up to registrations all kitted out. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. The whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the white ones.
What?
I like the white ones. like white with some like black detailing would be really good.
White is hard because when you want to be at a pro meeting and you have already the 10 on, you have to be really careful.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll talk about it. I'll make some designs.
We have to leave friends.
Good session.
Thank you.
Let's get another session next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have clients that basically. I'm
But
like,
was nice is with
yeah. Oh, you're going.
Yes.
Yeah, but we'll be back soon.
You're doing like something.
This is just the beginning of the team. We're doing big things.
Come on.
I'll speak to you. Right?
Bye guys. Love you. Ciao.
Last rep. Up.
One more.
Broke out. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
That is another day in the bank, another deposit in the vault. Close to 2 hours of cardio we'll get done today. In the gym for 4 hours of weights, carbs, 150 grams. The pump, you know, I get a pump for a little while and it fades away very quickly, as you can probably see from the video. But that is prep. You know, if you think you're going to be able to get shredded and get in your peak shape while being blasting full the whole time, you know, you're going to have a rough time in prep. To lose the fat, you got to get flat. That's just the facts. So feeling a little bit flat, depleted, but it's, like I said before, it comes with the territory of getting to your peak shape. The energy is definitely very low, but I think prep, you know, it really is more of a mental thing than a physical. Certainly inside the 6 weeks mark, you know, everyone's physically drained, but the people that can continue to push on and continue to progress and continue to get better, they're the ones that are leaning more on their mentality. And that is where I think I can get people, is I lean on my mentality, and where people might have greater physical strengths than I do, I believe I can beat them with my mental strength. So it's a battle, but it's a fight that I welcome, and one that I look forward to. 3.5 weeks out now. It's crunch time, absolutely. And this goal, you know, chasing the pro card, chasing after pro shows with John shortly after, it's all I think about every single fucking minute of every day. It's the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning, and the last thing I think about when I go to bed. And all of my day is consumed with this vision and these goals. And you know, I've sacrificed so much to make this a priority. You know, I have multiple multi-million-dollar businesses that I've had to put on the sidelines because this objective and this mission is more important to me. This is the thing that gets me up in the morning and gives me purpose. And this mission, I think, is one I'm gonna look back on maybe in 30, 40, 50 years and be proud of, you know, because it's this one thing where I've really gone all in. And when you go all in on something, it gives a purpose and an excitement to life that is just unfound anywhere else. And you're never really going to experience that feeling unless you truly fucking go for something. Going for something, which means sacrificing everything else. You know, I've sacrificed business, I've sacrificed the social life, I've sacrificed any potential female relationships, I've sacrificed family time, I've sacrificed relationships with really close friends. I've put everything onto the side to be my best for this, you know, and it's coming close now, and every day feels like another step closer, and every day what was a distant dream starts to feel like more of a very realistic eventuality. You know, it really feels like it's almost within my fingertips. It feels like it's within my control, and all I need to do is stay supremely focused, stay desperate, and continue to give my 1000% effort into all parts of this process, whether it be the diet, the cardio, the training, the recovery, everything. You know, all minutes are invested towards this, and I believe that's going to pay off. And maybe not in the first show that I do, but I feel like if you are supremely invested in something, it becomes just a matter of time. You know, if you are so committed to something for so long and so passionate for it, it just becomes a matter of time. It has to happen when you're giving your supreme effort into something every single minute of your waking hours. So I have a lot of confidence, and that confidence and that excitement is what is pushing me forward on these days where physically I'm depleted. My carbohydrates, my glycogen is low, you know, but the excitement of the next 6 to 12 months, the things that me and John have talked about, that's what's pushing me forward on these hard days. So yeah, I won't ramble too much further, but just know, guys, that I'm truly giving my absolute all to this every single day. You know, there's nothing else that I spend my time on. There's nothing else that I'm thinking about, and this is really all I want. Really all I want. So I thank you to those who have shown some love to this series and supported me and John as we chase after these big delusional goals, as some people might call them, but knowing that we've got supporters and we've got people sort of having our back on this and wanting us to succeed as well, you know, that's a little bit of extra fuel on the fire with those when we do go through those dark days. Just remembering it's not just us, you know, other people want us to win as well, and then it becomes motivation on a whole other level. So I'm extremely grateful for that support, because my motivation isn't just through a personal lens. It's not just so I can walk away with a pro card and feel like a special guy on the day. You know, I don't want to just do it for me. I want to do it to encourage people and inspire people that you too, with someone who's with average genetics or just some average guy like me, you can really do whatever the fuck you want to do if you are willing to supremely dedicate yourself every single day for a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes. I really truly believe that with a strong mindset and a decision to chase after something that might seem delusional to everyone else, I really believe anything is possible, and I'm doing my best to put the proof in that. So thank you guys for being on the journey. I will do my best until the very end.